It is time to check and reverse the growth of government, which shows signs of having grown beyond the consent of the governed.
Well, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. America's best days are yet to come.
From Del Mar to Middletown, Bombay Hook to the Brandywine, Dover to Wilmington. This is the Caesar Rodney Institute Policy Podcast. Sam Friedman, Communications Director for the Caesar Rodney Institute, talks with Suzie Dickson, Chairman of the Conservative Caucus of Delaware, about regulations and employment. Here's Sam.
Suzie, talk about the Conservative Caucus of Delaware and what you guys do.
Okay, the Conservative Caucus of Delaware was founded in 1984, and it was basically founded at that time because there was a strong conservative movement, mostly because of President Ronald Reagan at the time. And the gist of the Conservative Caucus, it's an educational-based organization, is to inform the public, because what they noticed then, and what is more true today, is that the conservative voice is not being heard out there. And so they started a newsletter, and it would hold different kinds of annual events, a dinner, and also some lectures.
Do you find people are receptive, like you're growing your audience and people are concerned about what's going on in Delaware?
It's very interesting because I've been involved with the caucus now for about 10 years. And as I said, we have highs and lows. What I noticed today is this. When I actually go to make our deposit for our members' dues, these young men behind the counter, these tellers, are asking me about the Conservative Caucus. And I'm always a little bit surprised because this didn't happen 2 years ago, but it's happening today. It's happening now. So what I'm noticing is that people are more open to hearing the conservative message because I think that they are feeling the problems, the burdens that we are getting now with this current administration.
Let's talk about regulation. What is the Conservative Caucus opinion about the regulation, let's say here in Delaware and also at the federal level? And where do you guys stand, and what would you like to see done instead?
Well, we have to roll back regulation. It's quite burdensome. I'm going to give you a couple examples, and these are federal examples. The EEOC now requires that employers with more than 100 employees, they have to file annual reports with the EEOC detailing the gender, race, or ethnicity of their workers by job category. Well, think about that. I mean, first of all, the company has to employ somebody that probably details this. There's also a kind of invasion of privacy. Do you really want the government to know that you're classified as this ethnicity for this purposes or whatever? The other problem is, let's just say, for example, it's a sporting goods place, or Bass Pro Shop was one of the companies that got under scrutiny, and they were saying, well, you don't have enough women or whatever. Well, women aren't out there fishing and hunting to the same degree that men are. So is it more likely than not that the people that are going to apply for a position at Bass are going to be men as opposed to women? Of course. That's just plain common sense. But you're burdening these employers with that. There's also something that was put into place in 1996, which I don't know that Congress is doing much with, and it's the Congressional Review Act, which was enacted in 1996, and it's also known as the Small Business Regulatory Enforcement Fairness Act of 1996. And this gives Congress the power not only to review new regulations issued by a federal agency, but also to repeal them. And this is something that Congress should do because small employers, little businesses, are being hounded by a burdensome regulatory structure that we have in this government. So we understand that there has to be a certain amount of, say, fair regulation. Sure, we don't want to have climate issues or pollution issues like China, but there has to be also reasonableness in connection with these regulations. And I don't think that reasonableness exists today.
And I guess that will require that we have a conservative solution that you're suggesting to all of these big government ailments. What do you in the caucus think we can do to turn things around?
What we do is we try and educate our members and even non-members. Our lectures at the library are free of charge. Anyone can attend. We want people to understand basic economics. People understand how much money they have to go and buy stuff at a grocery store. Well, they just have to understand that a business has to operate in the same basic way. And if you overburden people, they're not going to be able to conduct business. And so what we want to do is just educate people. We have we've updated our website, conservativecaucusde.org. It's compatible with tablets, and our whole point is to get the message out so that people understand that we're not here to say that we want big business who wants to bulldoze down your town or something like that. No, what we're saying is that the most important thing that we support is self-determination by the individual. And that's really one of the founding principles that this country was built on.
It's good to know that there is a group in Delaware that is out there talking about why we have too much government control of regulation, too much government control of our economy. Again, thank you so much, Suzie, for joining us. That was Suzie Dickson, the chairman of the Conservative Caucus of Delaware. You've been listening to the Caesar Rodney Institute Impact Delaware Policy Podcast. Visit our website for more information on news and issues affecting you at caesarrodney.org. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for our latest policy podcast episodes and videos. I'm Sam Friedman. Thank you for joining us, and have a great rest of your day.